K'Amour.
Yeah, Rob the God.
What's up, sis?
Nothing much. It's so crazy to like start putting our conversations just on recording so we can hear it back
Why?
because like we talk about the craziest shit. But
This was your idea.
no, definitely, and I'm glad that we finally got it.
Oh crap! Shit, I wasn't
Got it
supposed to say
going.
that on like, camera because if this blows up, now I've admitted that this was your idea and I can't sue you.
Exactly,
Any
and I
rights?
have let me have you tied up in litigation. Always talking about something. I've been somebody tied up in litigation.
Cause you're a lawyer. Anyway,
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks
why
for
are we
listening.
here? I mean,
Thanks
aside
for-
from the wow.
Thanks for listening, guys. This
we
is his.
listen. We're not getting
Endorsing
sponsorship
anybody?
from Hennessy.
All right, but can you tell this
Come
is
on,
Hennessy?
yes.
Oh.
Wow, that's crazy.
We can't put this up here?
I didn't say we couldn't, but all right. So now when Hennessy content, because being that she's the one who's constructed this whole thing.
All right, don't
when
put this
Hen-
idea
nah,
out there.
nah,
Excuse
I'm
me.
saying,
We're
When
just gonna edit this
Hennessy,
out.
when y'all decide to reach out to someone because they owe you some money, reach out to her. Don't
right.
don't call me.
And I can't even drink it because now I look like, and I don't even drink like that. That's crazy.
Anyway.
This is ginger ale in here.
All right. Why are we here?
We here to talk about like everything else that we regularly talk about. I don't want us to act like anything.
A sibling
different.
rivalry, huh?
Yeah, straight sibling rivalry. Thank you guys for listening. If you ever do tune in, thank you so much for tuning in. This is like my blood brother.
I'm like your blood
my
brother. I am
baby-
your blood brother.
You
I'm
are
your
my
baby.
blood brother, my baby brother.
Oh my gosh. Stop.
My little brother
Fuck outta
bear.
here.
And yeah, we just be talking. Just
Cause
coming
let me
over.
tell you something about my sister.
Gosh.
She's a let's see. She's a lawyer. She's a doctor. She's a political rights activist.
all
She's
You sounded like Debbie at first, and then you got into you. Go ahead, political activist. Go ahead.
she's fucking Angela Davis in 2019, but she ratchet. We was listening to fucking City Girls and fucking whoever else on the way here.
You
Like
put me on Cupcake. I didn't even know who that
Cupcake was
is.
lit.
She is.
all right, but
Yeah, all of those girls, female rappers is winning. 2019 female rappers is winning.
Okay.
If you want to start off with that, we could definitely start off
no,
with that.
we're not gonna start off with that.
Oh,
How was your day?
My day was good. Well, why we can't start off with that? Though?
Because they don't even know us yet.
Oh, why? So you want to talk about us? Well, what did you do today?
I went to church and then went home and slept.
You went to church?
Yes, I went to church.
Can you tell us how it was? And I didn't, and I had to pause. The only reason I paused. Can you give him a little backstory about, let me give you all a backstory about me, okay? I am not Christian at all.
Neither am I.
Neither is he. But, like, this has been going on since I used to get into arguments with people. I lost a really good friend over a religious debate, and it was because she was very high and mighty, but...
Which is not what Christianity is about, but we won't get into
Very
that.
high and mighty, but wanted my brother to, like, do her makeup for her wedding. And
I'm a makeup artist. That's what I do. In case for those who don't know.
And, bro, you sit and talk about gay people all the time. And not to just throw that out there, if anybody, had questions. But you talk about gay people all the time. You talk about sinning all the time. You talk about a lot of different things and then will, like, roll over it or mull over it as if, like, that's just something that's
But do you think that
normal
was
and
that
don't
was just
acknowledge
that was
it.
her as an ignorant human being, or do you
Yeah,
think it was her
absolutely.
okay, so it don't got nothing to do with her religion.
No. It comes from her religion, though. It comes from her upbringing. Her mother was an evangelist, and it comes from, that spreading the word. I don't think everybody is meant to spread the word either. I think if you feel that, I think that that's fine, but I don't think that everybody is meant to spread the word. Aren't there some people where you take things from there are some people that can say things, and the way that they say it is very, like, deliverable. It's appropriate. Mm-hmm. And then there are other people who can say something, the same thing, say it in a different way, and it's just like, why would you say that?
So anyway, I went to church today, and you want to talk about that?
I do want to talk about that.
How church was?
Because I'm not a Christian, and I'm not, like, a churchy person. I don't believe that you have to go
Neither
to church.
am I.
So when he didn't even tell me that he had started going to church, and I guess he doesn't have to announce it to me, although we do talk about, everything. But, he just popped out of the blue and just said, yeah, I was at church and... Church.
Like what did you want? Like you wanted a formal announcement? Like, hey, I'm gonna start going to church. Like that's what you wanted?
So anyway, tell me about and the church is amazing, by the way.
How Church in East Orange, New Jersey. Shout out to my How Church fam.
I would like to interview your pastor and his wife one day.
You should. I feel like DJ and Lady Free would love that.
Would like that? I would really like that.
Yeah. But what do you want to know about my church experience? Like
What types of songs do you guys get into? Is it like gospel? It's not really. Is it like hip hop
It's like
gospel?
contemporary gospel. Yes, absolutely. Like the church that I go to is not traditional at all. It's not like a traditional house of worship. It looks like a concert. Like it looks like a venue, which is honestly, I'm a visual person. So backstory, one of my clients she's the one who introduced him to the church. So I would look at her stories on Instagram, and I would think that she was at like a concert like every week. Like it just looked like a concert. Like the way it's lit, it's like a stage and everything. And then I was doing her makeup one day, and she was like, "Yeah, you should come." And I'm like, "All right." And come to find out, it's literally like 2 minutes away from my apartment. So I'm like, all right, there's literally no excuse. Also, I was going through a lot of things personally, I was just seeking another form of therapy, which is why I go to church. And
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't think that you think there's anything wrong with that. But
I just wanted to make sure.
In the same way, you're not going to tell somebody, "Oh, hey, I'm going to the doctor today," or "I'm going to my therapist." Like it just wasn't. I don't know. Anyway, so I went and it was amazing. Like I loved the atmosphere. Like literally, when you walk in the door, like they have people greeting you as soon as you walk in, and they just greet you with a hug. Like that shit is, where does that happen? Like you don't even know me, ma'am. But no, you can have that energy. Like no, you're coming to my church. I want to give you a hug. And literally at every I don't want to call it a checkpoint, but like. You walk in the door and you go up the stairs. There's another person to greet you. They give you a hug. Like so, in the middle of the service, the pastor just be like, "All right, let's cool. Everybody take a break."
Y'all have hugging checkpoints?
Go hug somebody. Like
what is it, trolls? What the fuck?
Niggas need hugs. What do you mean? Like niggas need hugs. That's the problem in the world. We don't hug enough.
Fair enough.
So fair enough. So and it like it's literally just like my pastor gets up there in his jeans and his Jordans. He and he's very adamant. Like he grew up in a church where it was like. Very traditional, devout Christian, so on and so forth. And he was just like, I didn't want that experience for my church and my ministry. So it made someone like me who is not Christian, who is gay, who, doesn't want the traditional church experience. Again, like I didn't go there to be like, hey guys, I'm going to church now. No, I didn't. It actually made me uncomfortable when the client, and I know she did it out of love, so I wasn't offended, but she told a couple people that I joined. And like
she betrayed. No, she didn't.
I swear, but I wasn't offended because it was out of pure excitement.
Like, she brought you there. What you talking about?
What you mean?
You said she was the one that introduced you, right?
Yeah.
All right then. So why she can't say that you?
Because that's nobody's business. Where I'm worshiping, like, or what I'm doing on my Sunday afternoon is nobody's business.
Oh, right. That's like me.
So I bring that up because my friend, hey Whitney, I was texting her one day and she was like, yeah, Erica told me that you joined. I was just like. excuse the fuck out of me. But again, like I know that Erica said that in like out of love and excitement. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited that Rob has come to our church and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, I didn't.
And it takes a mentally, not to just get off topic real quick, but it takes a mentally strong person to know that, because there are a lot of insecure people that would have taken that and ran with the negative aspect of it and like.
Definitely.
This nigga just told.
I mean, it did. I feel like I stopped texting Whitney after she said that. I swear to God, I did. I didn't even respond to her text. She was.
Oh, never mind. Right.
she was like, yeah, I heard you join How, and I'm like.
Shit.
But no, I wasn't offended. It's just a weird conversation for me because again, like I have another friend who has like church. His church is miles away, but like not all churches, but some churches are like connected, like somehow like pastors know each other, so on and so forth. So like
moving the money around.
Wow.
What?
Wow. So anyway, he was gonna come to my church and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be there next Sunday, and I was like, that low key makes me not want to. Like, I don't want to come. I don't want to worship with you. Like, I want to be like in my zone, like be there by myself. I don't really know anybody.
You don't know?
Right? Yeah.
That you will soon know.
People that I don't know outside of where I'm going, and that's just something that I think I have to deal with as now a church-going person. Like, you can't be selfish with the love of God.
Like that's my point. Thank you.
But
that's
also,
what I was trying to get to.
But my point is like when I go there, I zone out. I don't think about who else is there. I don't think about if I start to cry, I start to cry. If I'm in my feelings about whatever, if I'm listening to the word, like that's.
So then you just don't trust those people that are trying to come.
It's not about trusting them, but it's about like
didn't sound
y'all.
I don't think you do. Because then maybe Whitney, there's a different situation, but like whoever said they wanted to come, you obviously don't really want to.
It's not about trusting them, but it's about like I've found this now sacred place where I can just listen to inspirational words and stuff like that, and now someone else that I know from outside of the space being there is gonna, I don't know, it might throw me off. Actually, I don't know what it would do because I haven't experienced it, but I wasn't looking forward to it. Anyway, so that was my day. I went to church. I had a great time.
That's all. I went shopping to get my son a do-rag and some hair mousse.
My nugget.
Yeah, your nugget.
My nugget.
My son is 10 years old, and I know I don't look like
man.
What?
He's a grown ass man.
He is.
You about to say you don't look like you have a 10-year-old?
I don't.
I think you should let other people say that. I don't think you.
I know I don't look like I have a 10-year-old.
You don't look like you have a 10.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well now that he said it, it's okay. But I don't think.
Wow. All right.
I don't think it's a little weird.
I mean,
that you just.
I just spoke the truth. All right, so people, if they ever was to be like, dang, I saw her, she didn't look like she has a 10-year-old. But either way, this is his first time in a while having a haircut. He hasn't had like a haircut.
Because he was doing the Odell. He was
just letting it go. Just letting it go. He had dyed it and everything. Now he's got patches of dye all over. It's kind of cute though, just because it's like him. It's like a Dalmatian almost.
Wow. You don't think you guys should take care of that? I think we should dye it black. No?
No? We should dye it black?
Yes. We'll have him walk around with blonde patches?
That's not my fault.
That's fucking weird.
That's not my fault though. Either way. So I went to go and I didn't know what I was looking for. I didn't know that they didn't make all silk like they make cotton do-rags. Why would they make cotton do-rags?
You should have told me. I'm do-rag king. No, I'm not, but I have a collection.
You have a collection?
I don't sleep without a do-rag.
No? All different colors?
All different colors.
You did have a Killer Can pink.
I have like a Killer Can pink. I got a baby pink.
You have a hot pink.
I have a
one,
lavender.
Right?
I got a purple.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I want a great
you have a
purple
green one?
do-rag. I have a green. I have two green ones.
I
had like a dark green, and I just got a money green one. I'm so excited. I feel like a fucking king when I put that shit on.
That's cool.
My gold one is my favorite though.
I don't know about the fascination with guys.
All right. Okay. All right. So.
But I do need you to show him how to do it though, because I don't
absolutely.
know.
All right. So let's get into these topics.
Wait, shout out to my baby, my 2-year-old. I didn't mention her. I do have a 2-year-old.
This asshole. You ever?
He really calls his niece, my daughter.
I love that. First of all, that's my baby. I love her to death. But she is. You ever met a 2-year-old that's a dickhead? Like you're like
no,
everybody gives her a pass.
I can't say certain things, but he can say that.
Everybody gives her a pass because she's cute and she's 2. At the end of the day, you're still an asshole. Like
she says what she means, and she means what she says. And if she doesn't want to do something, she doesn't want to.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But let's call a spade a spade.
I'm going to tell you,
you're not a sweet little girl.
She has to be a sweet little girl. We're not going to talk about toxic masculinity.
Wow,
in this episode,
some toxic,
okay?
some
We're
toxic.
not going to talk about the expectations.
It's crazy because I sent
ladies.
last time I was at the house, at their house, and I recorded her. She was going off on my nephew, and she was telling him to get out. She was like, "Get out my face," like hard, like a grown ass woman. But I sent it to Imani. I sent it to my best friend, and I was like, but I'm glad to know that if ever she's in a situation where she's being tried, or God forbid, like a predator or whatever, she's like. She got it. So, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that it's bad that she's a dickhead, but she's a dickhead.
We don't allow little boys to hit on her. No. And she doesn't hit on boys either, but we don't don't think that that's cute. That's not no. If she doesn't want to dance with a little boy, she doesn't have to. We're not, there's no give him a hug. No, there's none of that.
Even with me, I'd be like, can I have a hug? Can I give you a kiss?
She'll say no. And it's just no.
And my feelings be hurt, but whatever. All right. Let's get into these topics. We can talk about family.
What do you want to talk about?
All right. Listen. So Jussie Smollett and R. Kelly both.
This nigga shit.
They both
this nigga shit.
got arrested yesterday or the day before. Like, did you see?
Did Jussie get arrested or did he turn himself in?
No, he turned himself in.
But he's out though.
Yeah, and he made bail.
Yeah, R. Kelly's ass is in Cook County. Ooh. Okay.
It was funny to me because they took their mug shots and it was like the same. There was how like it was like a wall like this. Like it was but there was like an indent on the wall, and they zoomed in on the indent. And it was like both these niggas in the same jail. And you know how R. Kelly got the song with Usher? It's like same girl. They edited it. It was like same jail.
Wow. Oh, because they both from Chicago.
Yeah, that's the thing. They both from Chicago. Yep. So Chicago PD. It's been a busy month for Chicago PD.
It's been a busy month.
I personally feel like Chicago PD was like, all right, we got Jussie, and we gotta get Robert. We gotta get Robert.
But there's just why would these just be happening all at the same time? Like, what's going on?
So
I don't understand.
You want to like run it? So for God forbid anyone who's not listening, who's listening, who has been under a rock, and doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
What's going on?
Right. So
I'm about to say R. Kelly. We know R. Kelly is a pedophile.
Hopefully everyone knows R. Kelly.
And let me touch on R. Kelly real quick. I just don't understand what people were defending R. Kelly about. I don't get it. I don't know if they were saying like what do you mean when you were saying like he didn't do it? Like what didn't he do? Like are you saying that he didn't rape little girls? Because maybe he didn't like maybe it wasn't a rape situation that you might have had in your mind, where it was like, he kidnapped them and like it was dangerous and, real movie like. It doesn't have to be like that. And I think that maybe people thought that, and then maybe that had nothing to do with it. And I don't think it had anything to do with it. Because at the end of the day, you were still with Aaliyah as a grown man. You were as a grown man. And I can sit here and say that I honestly did not believe it back then because we were kids back then. The black millennials, we was kids back then. And I don't think that I fully believed it just because I was a kid. What did I even have any business being involved with that?
And I think that's important for us to note too, because a lot of the responses and things like that I see on Twitter and just in social media in general, it's just like, oh my God, like how could we allow this to go on for so long?
Right,
why
like who y'all talking to?
But we have to be clear that people, I'm 26, you're 28? 28, you'll be 29.
I'm about to say, I forgot my age, because I'm really going to forget my age after this year. That's crazy, though. I really just forgot how old I was.
Either way, like, the people who are our age, we were kids at that point. Like, in the 90s, like, we were not, yes, we might have heard little things about, like, our parents talking about it and stuff like that, but there was no way for us to, even if we did know and understand, like, okay, this grown man is dating and married to this 15-year-old.
I could understand that.
Yes, we could understand it, but it's not like we had a platform or a way to rally and be like, no, let's cancel R. Kelly. Let's not buy his music. Like, I genuinely think that there is a difference in like kind of an awakening in society that we've now come to the awareness that certain things are just not okay. Like, if there was, let's say, I don't know let's use Trey Songz. Just throwing a name out there. Trey Songz. Let's say Trey Songz was dating and married to a 15-year-old today in 2019. That would not be okay. There was no way that kind of behavior is being swept under the rug and be, oh my God, he makes good music. No, but back then, clearly, and we have to kind of look at people that are our parents' age, like the whole, those are not the baby boomers.
That's fine and well, but what I'm saying is that what are people defending him about? So there's nothing to defend because we know that this man's a pedophile. But
we have to be clear, the only people who are defending him are the people who were adults back then because they
I know people my age, our age, who defend R. Kelly and say that I'm still going to listen to R. Kelly, I'm still going this, that, and the third. They say, oh, the girls was fast too. You don't know the whole story. What?
That's also generational kind of a generational mentality being passed down of the,
Yeah, well, that's a terrible way to blame the victim.
It is.
And a terrible way to
those are the same type of people who feel like
enable a predator.
Those are the same kind of people that feel like girls get sexually assaulted or raped based off what they're wearing or what they do. Like that's the same kind of mentality.
Oh, I didn't know people still thought like that. But either way,
people still feel that way.
Aside from that though, Jussie, I don't even really want to talk about Jussie because I think that the only thing I can really talk about is the irresponsible media that jumped the gun. As a journalist, you have an obligation to uphold moral ethics, and a part of that is your responsibility not to put out information that is false or that you haven't verified or thoroughly researched. Why are we consistently putting out information about something we have not? We don't have any facts on. We just throwing stories out there. When did that become okay? That's not okay, and that's the only thing I can really talk about. I can't really talk about Jussie. I just want to know what happened. I don't know.
Right,
what's going on at this point. We just want to know what happened.
I kind of took a backseat on my opinions of the situation from get because it's just there's just so much to unpack here. Even from us hearing about Jussie Smollett being attacked at 2 a.m. in Chicago, like there are just so many questions. There's so many questions initially, and I don't know. I just feel like personally I didn't subscribe.
Like it was straight out of a movie.
And it does, which is why there were so many questions. Well, what was he doing at 2 a.m. in Chicago? Well, how is it that no one else wasn't recorded or no one else heard it or saw it, so on and so forth? Why didn't he stay at the scene of the crime and call the police as opposed to going back to his apartment or going to the hospital? Like, there's just so many things, so many questions to ask. All in all,
what you do with the noose? Who's got the noose?
Well, now we know that apparently he kept the noose on his head for 40 minutes. Around his neck for 40 minutes.
And then what happened to it?
I don't know. Maybe they kept it for evidence. I don't know. But my point is, I feel like at the end of the day, at that point, at least in this story and in this whole pandemonium around the situation. A victim is a victim. Hate crimes are hate crimes, whether you're gay, black, whatever. And
we're calling Jesse a victim?
at that
A
point,
potential victim? Yeah.
at that point
Okay.
in hearing
Alright.
the story, yes,
Alright.
he was a
I'll
victim.
take it.
And I feel like the priority there is to support and, send good energy and all of that, rally, whatever you're going to do for a victim. People have to speak up for victims. People have to speak up for people who are, done wrong and attacked and things like that. All of the people who at that point came out and said, "Oh, he sounds like he's lying," so on and so forth. I didn't do that because that's the same kind of rhetoric and the same kind of mentality as that people do towards women who are like, "Oh my God, 10 years ago or yesterday I was taken up into a room and molested or raped and so on and so forth." And then you ask 10,000 questions. Okay, well, prove this, prove this, prove this. All that is irrelevant at this point because I'm a victim. Like, I don't know.
No, the problem isn't that. The problem is that when stories don't add up, when stories just don't add up. Now, there are some women who don't tell the story of their molestation or their rape because for whatever reasons they have. We don't even have to get into all of that. But at the end of the day, if you're not holding anything back, if you have nothing to hide, why wouldn't you, like giving them his phone? What's the problem with giving his phone? Just because you're not the person that they're looking at, maybe there's something in there that can help catch them. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't you assist someone in trying to do something that is going to benefit you? Like, other than that, why would you go to the police? Right. Like, you should just went home.
Yeah, I get it. All in all, my point is that I feel like the way that the public responded, like I think Joe Budden was like he was on his podcast and he said something about like, I'm not gonna believe it until I see all of the facts and stuff like that. Like, his words and things like that are the reason that people don't come forth and say things because
he said he wasn't gonna believe Jesse or wasn't gonna believe.
He wasn't gonna believe Jesse. He said there were holes in the story. It sounded fishy, and I'm just not gonna believe him until we get more facts and evidence. But things like that alone.
I was about to say taking. Well, I guess you can't take a side. You can,
but that's all I'm saying is like because as someone who believed Jesse and all of that, like I don't feel like, damn, he got me, or like, oh,
you feel duped.
I don't feel duped. I don't feel like, oh, well, going forward, I'm going to be a little less apt to believe somebody who says they were attacked. And there are people who feel that way. There are people who feel like, well, damn, next time a celebrity comes out or somebody comes out, I'm going to try and get all my facts before I, put my fist up in solidarity with them. Like, no, you have to. I personally think that, if someone that I cared about enough to know their story came to me and said, Rob, like, look, this is what happened. My priority is to support you. It's not to be like, So if that's what happened, then tell me. You know what I mean? Like, and I just feel like that's what the public did to Justin. Right.
No, hell no. The public. Okay, let me just talk about.
Now, granted, there were obviously a lot of support.
I think it was hella jokes about what was going on. That's what I think. It was hella jokes. The media was accusing and that's what I already said. Like, I don't appreciate the media's role in this because there were a lot of things that the media did out of pocket. But I feel like the rest of us, we was just joking. Like, I know that video where he talking about how he punched his ass. No, that shit where they got all of the memes with Amanda Seale at the beginning.
Were they all watching them?
Yo, that shit is fucking funny. But I do agree with what you said as far as for standing with him until otherwise. Like, this is what happened until proven otherwise.
Right.
But I also agree too with Big Worm and Iyanla Vanzant. Big Worm, like, I don't know, Faison. Is that his name?
Faison Love.
Faison Love, yeah. A Big Worm from Friday. He was saying that, all right, he lied. Okay. We just got, hug him.
Right.
Show him some love and, forgive him.
Right.
Because he's still one of us.
I didn't see that, but I agree. I like
and
that.
What he did say, though, and this is interesting, too, and then we could get into that Vibe article that I showed you, that op-ed. He was saying that before you a gay man, you were black. And not to get it fucked up, we got to stand behind you because you black, not because you gay or because of anything other than just strictly because you are a black brother of ours. And I agree with that. And Iyanla was saying that, everybody lies. He did something everybody did.
Yeah, I saw what she said. Yeah. And I agree. Like, I think...
He need to say it.
I think and it's crazy because I think as someone who's been, caught in a lie before, I think when you're caught, the best thing that you can do is just reduce all of the emotion and anger or whatever, because lies stem from a place. You know what I mean? Jesse felt the need to strum up this whole dramatic situation for a reason. So at this point,
what was that reason?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't. That's what he needs to come forth and let us know.
You haven't asked him?
I was gonna say I haven't talked to him. I don't know. But no, like, okay, I feel like there needs to be a press conference. Like, look,
No, hell no, he don't need.
this is the situation. Like, or an interview or something. Like I feel like if obviously at this point we know it wasn't all the way true. Or there's some false.
Something goes going on. Like, what is going on?
And I feel like as the black people who supported him, or just people in general who supported him, who made posts, who like even his like castmates like Taraji P. Henson, Terrence Howard, his Empire family, like those people who went up for you and went hard for you. Those are the people who you owe explanations to. The public, like your fans who rock with you, who have supported you and your whole family journey and all of that. Like like.
You don't think he also owes an apology to the people that maybe I don't rock with you like that, but like me, I mean, I can't say because I don't watch Empire anymore. I think that the show fell off a little bit, and but I do appreciate Jesse and his journey. I appreciate them as a brother and sister team as well. I like brother and sister teams now, but I wouldn't call myself a fan of his, but I still supported him though. Mm-hmm. And if you lied, I think that you owe me an apology too, because I lent you my energy I lent you my energy to, uplift you in a moment where I envisioned this man running down. This is why I said it was a fucking movie. Okay, I envisioned this man running down the street like he was in Birth of a Nation and just like dragging his feet along with a fucking noose around his neck and his shirt half off, like he just won a war, and like what are you talking about? And to find out you just made all of that, bro. Yeah, you owe us an apology. You definitely owe us an apology.
I definitely think he does.
You have to do better. And I need to know why. Are you promoting something? Are you?
I mean, they're saying that he was making a significant amount less than his other castmates and his salary. I don't understand how this has anything to do with that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm more apt to believe, but then there was also another story that he just, wanted his political views and things like that against 45 and like he just wanted to make a bigger like splash in that way. And I guess with the 2020 election coming up, like he just wanted people to understand, which is why the MAGA hats were apparently brought up, even though he's saying that he didn't.
He said this is a MAGA country, first of all.
Listen. I don't know. Which is why I just feel like if there is any reasoning or kind of agenda behind this, I feel like he has to say that. Like I don't know. We can create all the stories that we want, all the scenarios we want. We can, but it's gonna do nothing but drive us crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't drive myself crazy because I had fun making up all the different scenarios that Jesse could have been in when whatever was going on. He could have been. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know what he's into. But people could be into all types of kinky shit. You never know what he was doing, who he was with at that time in the morning.
Well, the gay community kind of came up with, I don't know what gay blogger started, or if it was started by that gay blogger. Well, somebody broke and said like, oh, it was a like an app hookup gone bad, like he was out at 2 a.m. trying to get some whatever, and it just
but that wouldn't explain the noose. Anybody could just hook up at 2 a.m. That doesn't explain the noose though. I still want to know if somebody could put out a reward for the noose. I want the noose. Please, when we can open up noose, I want the actual noose that he had around his neck, wherever that is. I want it. Were they shopping for that? Did they buy that? What? In the store? The two guys.
They said they just bought MAGA hats.
They was just in the store buying MAGA hats, and the lady didn't think it was funny these two African niggas buying MAGA hats. Anyway,
I'm sorry, let's cut you off. But there were people who were wondering why the two African brothers weren't like arrested or charged or anything. Correct me if I'm wrong, but technically they didn't commit a crime, right?
No.
Okay, because they were allegedly paid to do a job, and they did that.
Yeah, they weren't paid to kill anybody.
Right. They were paid to stage an ass whooping.
Yeah, this is an act. He's an act. This is what I'm saying.
I just want to make sure that I understood why they weren't charged.
I don't know who yelled scene, who yelled cut, and who yelled action, but this was an act going on. So this is why it was just a movie in my head. But I don't know why he would need to make such a bold political statement by doing all of that for 45. I can definitely say that this is a very important election coming up, but I don't think that is that serious to evoke that type of emotion.
Right.
I'm just a real spiritual person too, so I feel like when you see that type of stuff on TV and you see that type of you read about that, it's just like drumming up emotion for what? What are you about to use this energy for?
And that's what they said. Like he emotionally, like he got all of us on emotion. Like he hinged us by our fucking the backs of our shirts based off of emotion. Like you wanted to support so bad. Like I don't know. Jesse, listen.
And it better not be for no damn music, because I'm not gonna listen to shit. I'm not listening to a damn thing. If it's to promote his song or some shit like that, I'm not listening to nothing.
Shout out to all of the victims of actual hate crimes and people who've been affected.
But that reminds me too, because I was thinking, like I said, the theories that I was coming up with, whatever kinky shit he was into. But that reminds me of that lady that was at that damn football mom's party.
Who ended up getting killed? Yeah, or ended up.
What the fuck is that about? First of all, I didn't even know football mom parties exist. I don't even what is that? Like a sleepover for moms? That's some kinky shit. That's some weird shit. I don't know what the hell's going on at this.
The movie Get Out came from a place. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Whoa, you think that these movies are signs for and signals for things?
The movie Get Out came from a police. That's all I'm gonna say. You're the person who introduced me or told me about organ harvesting, and I thought you were psycho. I was like 12 or in high school at some point, maybe when you told me about that.
But the movie is about organ harvesting.
Did you not watch Get Out?
There was a lot going on, and it kind of scared me because I didn't know what was going on. So it was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching it to understand it.
So you started it and then didn't finish it?
No, I did finish it. I'm just saying, you know how you watch something over and over again and you get a different understanding each time? I didn't want to risk doing that and getting scared in the midst of that.
But why you wouldn't have been scared? Because it's something that you already knew happened. It was just playing it out for you in a movie.
Did people die in that movie?
Did people die? No, they were already dead.
They were already dead, so no one actually died.
No. Actually.
And it reminded me of the Skeleton Key too. I like the Skeleton Key. That's like one of my favorite movies.
All right, so the woman who was at the.
You didn't have to be super complex about it, though. I mean, to do the same theme. I mean, it was a good movie. Get Out was a good movie. Let's just give it a round of applause for Get Out. Just to make sure, I'm not shitting on Get Out, but I'm just saying.
Us is coming out in a couple of days or so.
I don't think I'm gonna go and.
I am super excited about Us. Yeah? I am super excited.
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I'm excited to just experience it. I'm not gonna expect it to do what Get Out did for me or to be on the same level, but I'm happy that Jordan Peele is having another moment at a huge movie with a black cast.
That's all I can be happy.
And how many? I don't know if it's necessarily been. I don't know if it was you I talked about. Maybe it was Imani, but just black people are just never cast in horror films, and if we are, we're the one.
I didn't even think about that.
There's one person that's in it, and they end up getting killed. But this entire cast is black, and it's centered around a black family. It's lit.
Yeah, but doesn't the family have to?
We don't know. We have to watch. There's it's everybody in the family though has a of themselves. I think that's
yeah,
killing
that's
them.
weird. What is that?
Well, it's a scary movie. It's not meant to be hugs and rainbows.
It can at least make sense. I mean, Chucky makes sense. Okay, a possessed doll makes sense. It's a voodoo doll.
Anyway,
all I'm saying is horror films. But I am very glad that he's a staple piece for the horror.
Don't the Oscars come on tonight?
I think so, and I'm not interested in watching. Yeah. Are we gonna have another Oscar so white again? I mean, how much of the shit are we gonna watch before we just have a black Oscars or a black Grammys? I don't want to coattail the Grammys or the Oscars. Maybe we can make up its own name. But then again, they did try to have all of these award shows for black people.
And no one goes and no one watches.
No. They did. They just started shooting shit up and fighting Source Awards.
No one watches no one watched the Soul Train Awards when they were on. No one watched the.
Yes, they did. The Soul Train Awards.
No, they did not.
Oh well.
I'm sure the ratings compared to BET Awards versus the Soul Train Awards versus what is it? There was another one.
Didn't they just have a Soul
Train
Train
Stellar Awards. No one goes or watches them. Is what I'm telling you. If you watch the Soul Train Awards and it's oh my god, best R&B album, let's give it to Beyonce. Beyonce's not here tonight, but we'll accept this on. No one goes. No one goes.
People was at it. I don't.
Okay.
I have to, because I can't remember, and I didn't.
But I'm telling you.
Yeah, remember because it's kind of.
But I'm fucking telling you.
What you're saying.
Speaking of fucking awards like that, let's unpack. Let's talk about this whole Monique Steve Harvey situation.
What?
Real quick.
I'm about to say.
Because we were gonna talk about it, but we didn't. I don't know. You were doing stuff with the kids, and I didn't really get to have your input on the situation. And you already know I cape for Monique hard as fuck. Like that's my fucking aunt. Like I love Monique.
Yeah, you do, and I do too. I like her, but I just think Steve Harvey was real out of pocket. I don't think that he should have set up on his show and made it seem like he did that woman a favor by having her on his show to make amends with the people that she dismissed. And I don't appreciate how he made it seem like he wanted her to know that she was going about it in the wrong way. What do you mean the wrong way? She went about it in the exact same way that she wanted to go about it. And that's the way that she's been standing behind. And I feel like she's not wrong.
I just think that there's a difference in mentality that is not being addressed. And I don't know if Monique's not comfortable in saying it to people, or maybe she feels like she's saying it in her own way. But like even with Whoopi Goldberg, or like I just feel like she needs to be like, all right, you think like a fucking coon. Or you think... Wow, I didn't know you was going to say that. I thought you were going to say it a little bit more politically correct. No, because it is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, Steve Harvey, you're saying that she should have done whatever she needed to do for $1.
To secure that bag. But isn't that what people be saying,
though? Yes. But if someone is all... In the same way that you have all the right to feel that way, and the flip side of it, if someone is saying, but I choose my integrity, I choose my morals, I choose to be able to sleep comfortably at night, knowing that I didn't just bend over and do whatever y'all wanted me to do for this $1, that's also something valid. And I feel like...
Literally with the guy from Fire Festival, oh no, he wasn't bending over, he was giving fellatio. But either way, the guy from the Fire Festival.
Yeah. Wow. Let's not even get into that. But nah, I just feel like there's a difference in mentality
he was taking
there.
One for the team, though.
There's a difference in mentality, and I wish that people would understand that. Like when Whoopi Goldberg was like, "Oh, you should have talked to me. I would have schooled you." Schooled me on what? How to be a coon? And that's why people were so offended when she was like, "Whoopi Goldberg is the help." Whoopi Goldberg's the help, and like yes, obviously that's a very...
Well, maybe they had another way for her to get the bag and still keep her integrity.
Maybe who had that way? Whoopi or like Steve?
Anybody that's saying that she went about it the wrong way. Maybe they had a way. I'm just saying that these people know Monique.
But I don't think so, because anytime she asks, well, how should I have done it?
They never get into that.
They never get into that. There's no response. There's no answer. It's always, well, you didn't have to tell them because
right, exactly.
Like no, like
you'll tell them what they didn't have to do, but you ain't gonna.
You're not gonna tell me how I should have went about it.
Another idea, right?
But either way, I mean, she's doing her Vegas residency, like it's lit right now. Like she's working.
I hope she's funnier than she has.
When was she ever not funny? I feel like Monique's hilarious.
I feel like I could have been your cellmate.
That shit was kind of funny.
That shit was ass.
That shit was kind of funny.
That shit was ass. Monique ain't really been funny since she been trying to be on this nice little...
That's just that people always feel like people are funnier when they're fat. Like that's just a thing. Like we know that. So
no, not even when she was fat. When she was doing like the charm school, and she was like, she was going from this fat bitch, I'm a fat bitch, I you know what I mean? When she was at the Queens of Comedy, oh my God, when she was doing all of that, or in the Parkers, when she was, big, running after Professor Oak.
But that's funny. That's funny. Seeing a fat woman do all that is hilarious.
But I'm saying, aside from that, though, even if she would have lost the weight and still did that, I feel like she would have still been funny. But she was not funny. She went into this whole, like, not spiritual, and I'm just, like, righteous now, but I feel like she kind of revamped herself.
But she doesn't do all that in her stand-up.
Yeah, well, she just wasn't that... I think it's taking a toll on her stand-up if she...
She doesn't do it. She still talks about all of the same shit she did before.
And maybe the cellmates wasn't that fun. Maybe they just was... I don't know. I just didn't find that shit funny. You know who also lost her stand-up? Ellen DeGeneres. I was expecting a little
That's because
she
not hungry no more. That's because she is
she's a rich bitch now. She ain't got no worries, so she ain't got to get that bag for the
I'm glad she did it though, but like she could have kept it.
She could have kept it.
Like it wasn't. I don't know. I love Ellen. We love
Ellen.
I
said we used to watch.
We
Ellen's
love fucking
stand-up.
Ellen. We do. But I don't know. She's not hungry with it no more.
Yeah. But back to Monique and Steve Harvey, I definitely feel like if there was nothing that they could offer her, then the least that they could have done was just to say, I support you, and if I have a platform to put you on so that you can not complain or do whatever, but if you want to do what you need to do, I'm available to do it for you. And I guess maybe she burned her bridges with all of that, because really the only people that got their own shit is Tyler Perry and fucking Oprah. But well, no, because there are rappers who have their own shit too. But so I guess it's just...
And there are at least black.
Her network.
Or, let's not even keep it to black people, but there are at least other people who she was cool with or whatever who have.
We're going to keep it in the black dollar, though. That's what I would hope.
But no, but I'm saying, like, even if they don't own their network or own whatever radio station they work for, like, there are at least people who, were black or weren't black who still fucked with her, still wanted to have her come on. The trouble was, every time she would sit down with somebody that was black, they would get
a call, like.
No, they would ask, they would be on the opposition. Like, they would be on some, like, like the whole Breakfast Club interview. Like, when she ended up telling Charlamagne he was just like the man in, what's that movie? I don't even remember. Listen. Shout out to Monique.
Leonard.
Charlamagne.
Monique crazy. Monique is crazy.
All right, so can I talk about...
Is there more time? Yeah. That's cool. See, I told you this was gonna just roll out. All right.
What do you?
This was just gonna roll out.
Wait, we can cut this out.
Can we cut this out? He said we can cut this out a little. All right, let me get a little swig.
All right, so can I talk about Nicki?
Body.
Wow. Okay. I asked if I talk about Nicki. Okay. I did not ask to talk about.
Fair enough. Because I don't want to make it seem like we need to do that because we don't. I just wanted to let it know off the rip. I'm Team Barty and. Well, I do like Nicki Minaj, but I'm Team Barty. It doesn't matter. So
that's fine. You didn't even have to state that because,
No, I do because
the queen of rap is the queen of rap for a reason. Anyway.
Hello, Kim.
Wow. Anyway, so Nicki.
He threw that.
Because no, he did that. He did that when I was.
No,
he did that.
I know. Yeah, I know.
All right.
I just wanted to point that out.
So Nicki Minaj kicked the European tour off this week, and we're off to a rough start. We're off to a rough start.
Why? What happened?
So she kicked it off in, I believe, Germany, and it was amazing. Now, let me just preface this with saying I am a huge Nicki Minaj fan. I love Nicki. I've supported her music since 2009, so on and so forth. However, as I hold any of my favorite music artists to, I hold her to a standard. I expect her to do certain things. I want to see certain things from her. And when she doesn't do or deliver certain things, I'm disappointed and I'm vocal about it. Mm-hmm. So my fears leading up to this tour was that Nicki was not going to deliver. Nicki's, she did like a couple of festival dates before the actual tour, and they were just lackluster. Like
the other country.
They were in, I believe, one or two of them may have been out of the country, like Brazil or something like that. But a lot of them were in the States. She did Made in America, and it was just it was just mediocre as fuck. Like it was a lot of like, and then she was like, just like letting the crowd rap the music, and like it was just like Nicki, like where's the commitment? Like you're a vet in the game now. At this point, you're not you're not a new artist. You're not, what I'm saying. You have the budget. You have the team, you have the resources to just make your shit top notch. Like there's no, like your fans call you the Beyonce of rap. Like there's no reason why you're not matching that level of production and commitment on the stage. And let me be clear, because I know a lot of fans also feel like, oh my God, she's a rapper. Like what y'all want her to do? Y'all want her to be busting out dances and stuff like Beyonce does? No, but we want her to commit. We want her to give her rap, give her fans the money's worth that they have.
Ooh, y'all want her to be an entertainer,
right?
That she's not. She was, created to be that. She's not that. And go ahead. Though.
Okay, that's one way to spin it. Whatever. So that was my kind of had I like written down like a list of things for Nicki to do on this tour, one of them would have been, bitch, commit while you're on stage. Mm-hmm. So she kicked off the first night. Costumes were amazing. The set was amazing. She definitely was inspired by Beyonce because she had a huge like screen.
She definitely was inspired by Beyonce.
She was. She had a huge screen on the stage, like, and as we all know, Beyonce. Shout out to B, the queen. Beyonce did like the whole formation like tour, and then she did like the big monolith screen. Nicki had something similar to that. Anyway, it was just there. Like I loved it. It was everything that I could have ever wanted her to do. So that was the first night. And then last night, or the night before, why they was getting ready to go on stage. And I guess like they, are setting up, like they're plugging in all this shit that they need to get together. And they would like power it up, and then it would shut down. And they would power it up again, and then it would shut down. Like their generators were not...
Which venue?
Equipped. This was somewhere in Europe. I forget which country it was. But they're equipped. The venue was not electronically equipped to house the stage. So like the risers and stuff that brings her up from the stage.
She didn't know that ahead of time.
Listen, Clearly not. That's what I'm saying. We're off to a rough start. So, Barb's, Nicki, I just want to, wish you guys the best. I mean, Cardi's Vegas residency is kicking off in a couple months.
And I'm just really excited. Can we get a hand for Cardi B?
Shout out to Cardi and her Grammy.
Shout out to Cardi on her Grammy, Cardi on her family, Cardi on culture. I love when I see that little baby. She is so cute. She's just winning, and I feel like, not to compare those two ladies at all, I definitely feel like it is a repeat situation of how Nicki came in when I can't even really say Kim was in, because Kim been in, and I don't think that Nicki came in a time and disrupted that. I think she came at a time when it was like towards the.
There was a void. Kim had been absent. Kim had gone to jail and
exactly
done the whole thing. But if you look at it chronologically, like when would you say Kim popped in the industry? Like 96, 97, right?
Definitely on Notorious K.I.M. Hardcore was her intro, but I think so
it was like 97.
Yeah.
And then Nicki came to the industry about 07, 08. So it was about a 10-year span. Yeah, 10 year.
And then here comes Cardi.
Right. Yeah.
2019. So there we go. That's a whole pattern right there. So I feel like just how I was a Kim fan and I was salty that Nicki came in and she was the queen. I was salty. I'll admit that now because now I guess I know how it feels. Yeah. I guess I know. I know how it feels, to be on the ends of damn, this bitch is really winning out here. But I was never salty about Nicki winning. I actually like Nicki. I love Nicki's, first album. I loved even before her mixtapes, you know what I mean? Amy Up Scotty, just all of that, real thorough. And then you kind of got pop, and it kind of turned into a gimmick for me. It kind of looked like Nicki was just a Barbie doll, and that was just what she was. And she was like a gimmick, a real and then this Roman thing came around, and it was just it was funny for a second, but it's Nicki's not that funny, so it's kind of weird. So it's just but I love Nicki. I love that she's an ambitious woman. I love that she represents, strong women. I love Nicki. I just think that she is somebody that was put together. I don't think that her style and her presentation are authentic. I think that her raps may be authentic. She may write most of her music and put together that. But I feel like as far as for somebody you can sit there and watch and laugh and be entertained by, no. Unless they're doing something, no. Cardi, you could watch that bitch all day and that bitch is funny. That bitch is hilarious. She's funny on a regular. All she needs is somebody to help her,
speak proper English.
Shut up, okay? First of all,
no fucking. Verb noun agreement. That's all she needs help with.
Artist development is really big, and a lot of artists don't take advantage of it. But artist development really will bring you from a point A to a point motherfucking B. You feel me? And it will make all of the difference in your career. And I feel like that's all that Cardi really needed was some good direction. She fired a whole team, got a whole new one. She been winning, straight winning. You feel me? I feel like she don't need the beef. She don't need all of this. You know what I mean? I hate that she had deleted her Instagram. I felt physically hurt. I was a little upset that she did that because I feel like, she let people get the best of her. She let people get to her. And why would you let people get to you? Bitch, you was a stripper. You was dancing for dollars on stage. You mean to tell me you gonna let the rest of the world get to you? I'll tell y'all how I feel about strippers in another episode later on. But at the end of the day, sheesh.
The queen of rap is the queen of rap. And
you keep referencing Lil' Kim. I don't mind that.
I'm not talking about Kimberly Jones. I'm not. You see, Silly Rabbit, to be the queen of rap, you got to sell records. You got to get plaques. Plural. I just had to quote Nicki.
Can you zoom in on me like The Office? But if you can't do it. What?
No. Because, listen. Cardi, shout out to Cardi. Her purchase, the Grammy, her purchase.
And I don't think Cardi wants the queen of rap title. I think she's just having fun. I think that's the most important thing to remember. Cardi is having fun out here. She is living her best fucking life. And I think that's the main thing that I can support, I love about her, is that she's real, she's authentic. She didn't come up by somebody making her into something. No, people had to accept her for who she is. And yeah, she may have done things, got, her tits done, teeth done, whatever. But she really came up and had a vision and stuck to it and put the work in and made people fall in love with her. How can you not love that? You gotta respect it. So I'm not saying that she's the queen of rap. I mean, there's, if you're
but I'm saying that Nicki is the queen of rap,
and
we have to.
Yeah, well, she needs to get it together, because if B does B ever disappoint? B don't have
absolutely
shit like
not.
That, okay,
She don't.
Heads would roll. Okay?
Heads would roll. Entire staffs will be fired, and new staff will be brought up the next day. But listen, what I had to learn as a devout fan of Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter, original Beehive here. I had to learn that I can't compare what Beyonce does and what Beyonce delivers to other artists. I have
Why can't we hold that as a standard?
Because Beyonce is in a league of her own at this point.
I feel like we have to use her as a standard, because Beyonce is one of the only artists that we grew up with. Black millennials grew up with Beyonce. Mm-hmm. She is one of the only artists remaining right now that was hot, put that work in. When we was kids, Beyonce interviewed Aaliyah, my nigga.
20 years in the game.
20 years in the game.
20 plus at this point.
I'm gonna hold Beyonce to that standard. Beyonce made me fall in love with her, because I did not lie. I thought Beyonce was a snooty bitch, okay?
Yes, you were one of those.
I thought Beyonce was a...
Dark times. Let's not go back.
All right. Yeah, because Beehive is serious. I don't even fuck with y'all like that, because I'm dead ass.
But I won't. I don't hold any other artist to that standard. Rihanna, Beyonce, whatever. Nicki, whatever. Because, like I said, I feel like Beyonce's in a league of her own, and the work ethic and all those things that Beyonce has to make her productions and her videos and her projects to the level that they are, those things were embedded in her way before she even knew they were embedded in her. Whose fault is that? It's no one's fault, but it's fact. Like, Beyonce was being taught to be the crazy ass performer that she is now before she even knew it. You know what I mean? She was a kid. Right. She was a kid running on a treadmill in heels. Where the fuck? When has that ever happened before? Yikes. You know what I mean? Like, so it's different when someone grows up and is like, oh my God, I want to be on stage, or I want to be a great performer. Mm-hmm. I don't think Beyonce had those moments. I'm sure she was like, I want to be a superstar. I want to be, I like singing and I like stuff. But in order to be like, yo, I want to win a Grammy.
Like, Willow backed out. She was like, whoa, this is like
exactly.
Too much for me.
Exactly. So I think there's a difference in like a Rihanna at 16 flying to America and being like, this is what I'm coming here to do, mm-hmm. versus this is what I was literally born for. Like, mm-hmm. or made for. I was 6 years old, being, in rehearsals and stuff. Right. I just think there's a difference.
See, now, Nicki would have taken an approach like Rihanna, because Rihanna is also a person that I feel like is made not as a, and I am Re-Navy. Before you say this, I am Team Barty and Re-Navy.
Yeah, I'm Navy as fuck, too.
Okay? Navy as fuck. But I will say that Rihanna is an entertainer as well, and she was made to be that.
Let's be clear, Rihanna is the Avon lady. Let's be clear. Rihanna sells cosmetics for a living at this point.
She's coming. Okay, it's coming. Don't do that.
Nah, right? Shout out to Rhea. I love Rhea. I always say, like, if I didn't stand Beyonce, I would stand Rihanna. So
have to. Okay. And I think because Rihanna is such a successful businesswoman, that bitch came up in a time period where she was, it was a make or break time period after that Chris Brown.
Thank you for bringing even before that. But let's think about the year or the time period where Rihanna put out her debut album. There were literally so many other female artists out at the time. Yeah. There was Tierra Marie, there was A. Marie, there was they're nameless at this point.
Girl groups.
Right. Yeah, but who thought that Rihanna would be the one?
The one out of all of them. Yeah.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her. And that's why, Nicki, I can't. That is why. Let me give. After the applause, you can delete.
Wow.
How much time? You gonna stop us?
But you can wrap up. I don't ever cut anybody off. I prefer you guys wrap up.
Got you. Okay, we'll wrap up.
Naturally? Okay. So I'll give her applause or whatever the case may be. But
Well, that's what you were saying. That's why what?
That's why I cannot acknowledge Nicki as the queen of anything, because I feel like she has not dominated and left it no option. And the man,
go ahead.
She had it. Don't get me wrong. She was the queen of rap. But now it's up for grabs. I'll let you listen to how many female rappers was he listening to in the car. Saweetie.
There's
you
a-
got
there's a-
all the dolls. Cash Doll, I'm gonna announce you first because you Cash Doll Senior. And then you got all of the juniors. Cuban Doll, you got the third
Dream
Asian
Doll.
doll. You got Dream Doll. I love Dream Doll. He just said he don't like Dream Doll.
I don't dislike her.
You know what I mean? But, you know, that's not his favorite. But, you know, all of these, Princess Nokia, you got, I mean, you know, Azalea Banks still straggling along there. I do fuck with her.
Not still straggling.
She is.
I love
she pop
Azalea.
up on
I
my
love
title
Azalea.
playlist every now and then. But, you know, we got so many female artists out now. And it's just like, Barty is on top. None of them fucking with, like, Nicki or Cardi or Remy or nothing like that.
Rhapsody.
What about who?
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody?
Nobody talks about her. And she's
Yeah, she's fire.
What's that, Rhapsody? I'm gonna listen to her. Oh, see, no, but I am open to that. I'm open to that. As a matter of fact, we can play.
I
play
think
one of her
I feel like
songs
Rhapsody
going
was
at. Going
nominated
out.
for a Grammy last year. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. I have no idea.
But shout out to all of those female rappers. But you can't deny the fact that Nicki ushered in this
Megan Thee Stallion.
that generation of female rappers.
Tiffany Fox.
Like Nicki, and you brought this up before, like how Cardi is the real authentic manifestation of what Nicki Minaj represents. Nicki never was a stripper. Nicki never, did any of those things. But Nicki made it okay, or made girls like that who live the actual life
Lifestyle.
feel
I
comfortable
will give
to
Nicki
get up
that.
and do it.
Nicki actually ushered in the era of bitches
So
getting their body done.
all these
I will
bitches is
say
my
that.
sons,
I will
as
say
Nicki says.
Alright,
So now we done.
All right, now we about to get into
All right,
it.
all right.
But if you want to play some Rhapsody, can you wrap that up for us with that?
All right,
Yeah,
so let's
put me on
recap. Let's
something?
recap. Jussie Smollett and R. Kelly.
Dubs. Straight
Dubs.
trash. R. Kelly mostly.
R. Kelly's so trash.
Jussie,
So glad that it's long overdue, but let's be. I'm so
yeah.
glad that that situation is coming to a fold.
Jussie, I just need the truth and the noose. Both of those things.
Truth and this. She wants
truth
this
and the
fucking news. And yeah. What else?
What else are we talking about?
Monique and Steve, get the fuck out of here. Monique, keep.
We talked a
filing
little bit
on.
about church, but we can get into that another time. I don't mind talking about that a little bit deeper if you guys want.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm spiritual, so but.
All right, and Nicki and Cardi, shout out to Nick. Let's get that tour together, baby girl. Get your team and the venues and stuff. Get the venues up and on the same level as you are, and
Get
let's
it together,
us,
honey.
All right,
together, sis.
all right, Kay. I appreciate you. I love you.
Okay, Rob, they
This was Sibling Rivalry. Thank you guys so much for
Sibling
tuning
Rivalry,
in. We appreciate you guys.
And
We'll see
let
you
me
guys
hear some
next
Rhapsody
time.
a little bit. So is she like? Where's she from?
She's more on the conscious side of.
Really?
Why?
And you haven't?
She's more
introduced me to
comfortable.
her?
She's the closest manifestation to a Lauryn Hill, Weekend Again.
Yeah?
As far as female rap.
Wow. Where's she from?
Alright,
Ninth Wonder. Ah.
Carolina.
What is that? I was about to say, is that down?
I feel your energy, hey, it's coming. Took me a century, hey.
It is, all of them. All of them sound straight sex. That's all they music talk about.
So I feel your